30 seconds, I'll get everybody in here and then we'll go. As long as you guys tell me when you're ready, and I can give you 30 seconds. Yeah, because then they can sneak right here.
You ready?
Good?
You ready?
I'm good.
Andrew?
I'm good.
Okay.
All right, I think we're ready.
I'm going to bring everybody in. Come on, you have 30 seconds.
Good morning. Today we're here to provide an update to the Tyler Goodrich investigation. We want to start by extending our deepest sympathies to Marshall, their boys, and the entire Goodrich family. These past 16 months have been incredibly long and difficult, and we are truly sorry for their loss. We recognize that this is not the outcome they had hoped for, but we hope they find comfort in the unwavering support and compassion from the community during this time. Although we hope to preserve the memories of Tyler to those who knew and cared for him, some of the details of this case are very graphic. While we sincerely appreciate the public's help in the search for Tyler, the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office remains committed to sharing verified facts through both medical and law enforcement investigations. Lancaster County Attorney Pat Condon ordered an autopsy to determine the cause of death. The final autopsy report was completed yesterday, March 17th, noting that the cause of death of Tyler was asphyxia due to hanging. The autopsy report concluded there were no signs of violence or trauma, with all skeletal portions present and accounted for. The only injury noted was to the neck, consistent with hanging. Based upon our thorough and comprehensive investigation, the manner of death is determined to be suicide. Tyler was last seen on November 3rd, 2023, after he left his home on foot following a domestic disturbance. Once deputies investigated the disturbance, it was determined no crime was committed, but it was believed Tyler was fearful for his role in that disturbance. Forensics data showed Tyler's phone was turned off shortly after he left the house. The following day, the sheriff's office began conducting a missing person investigation after Tyler had not yet been seen or heard from. Over the next 16 months, hundreds of volunteers and law enforcement officers searched surrounding areas where Tyler was last seen. The extensive investigation included interviews of over 80 people, neighborhood canvasses, field and trail searches, expert-level forensic technology, and equipment to search bodies of water. There were over 200 case reports authored by the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office, external documents and forensic statements, and forensic analysis of cell phones, and nearly 100 items were placed into evidence. Tyler's case was peer-reviewed by the FBI Behavioral Analysis Unit, the Cold Case Foundation, and other law enforcement partners across the nation. We are incredibly grateful for these collaborations, which helped ensure a thorough and comprehensive investigation. Once Tyler was found in a wooded area on March 8th, the death investigation involved our crime scene investigative unit processing the scene. This team is composed of highly experienced professionals with extensive forensic knowledge and experience, including a deputy with a PhD in entomology. This expertise played a critical role in determining key details, including the estimated time a body had been at that location, as well as provided insight into the process of decomposition and the impact of insects and animals on the scene. The ligature used in the death was located over 8 feet above ground level, and tattoos helped us to preliminarily identify Tyler. His identity was later confirmed through dental records. Days after Tyler was discovered, a citizen using a metal detector located items belonging to Tyler about 229 feet west of where his body was located. Investigators noted evidence animals had moved these belongings where Tyler was found. To reiterate, the cause and manner of death are based on the facts of the case, collective training and experience of our Criminal Investigation Division, consultation with the FBI, and the Lancaster County Attorney's Office. We want to thank the dedicated professionals and volunteers who put countless hours into finding answers for Tyler's family and friends. I'd now like to welcome Lancaster County Attorney Pat Condon.
Thank you. I also want to first offer my condolences to Marshall Vogel, to Tyler and Marshall's sons, the Goodrich family, and Tyler's many friends. Under the law in Nebraska, the county attorney is responsible for the duties of the county coroner. Those duties can be delegated to the county sheriff's office, who is equipped with the investigative experience, expertise, and resources to ensure deaths such as Tyler's are thoroughly examined. It is also the responsibility of the county attorney for any death unattended by medical professionals to certify the death certificate of a deceased. This includes certifying both the cause and manner of an individual's death. As the Lancaster County Attorney, I and my team have conducted an independent review of the investigation completed by the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office with the support from the Lincoln Police Department, FBI, and several other governmental and non-governmental agencies. The Sheriff's Office completed an extremely thorough investigation into Tyler's disappearance and ultimately the location and identification of Tyler's remains. The Lancaster County Attorney's Office has concluded, consistent with the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office finding in the autopsy report completed by a forensic pathologist, that Tyler Goodrich's cause of death was asphyxiation by hanging, and the manner of death is being suicide. Today I will complete Tyler's death certificate accordingly. I want to thank the entire community who worked so diligently with our local law enforcement to attempt to locate Tyler and bring some much-needed closure to the family. Losing a loved one to suicide is an extremely painful experience, and I offer my sincere sympathies to Tyler's family and friends on their loss. I would now like to ask Sheriff Wagner to come back and share some resources for those struggling with thoughts of self-harm.
We wanted to share some thoughts just on suicide prevention. Mental health is a vital part of overall well-being, and raising awareness helps break the stigma surrounding mental health challenges. It's important to recognize that seeking support for mental health concerns is just as crucial as addressing physical health needs. If you or someone you know is struggling with stress, anxiety, depression, or other mental health conditions, there are resources available. Hotlines and crisis support. Many organizations offer 24/7 helplines for immediate assistance, such as the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline in the U.S. You can always reach out to law enforcement agencies in your area, to the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office, our non-emergency number at 402-441-6500, or the Lincoln Police Department non-emergency number at 402-441-6000. Thank you very much for coming today. Are there any questions?
Any idea of why he wasn't found earlier? Or does your timeline, I guess maybe, of when he was actually at that particular place, of when he died, somewhat explain why they might not have found him when they were searching?
I think there are a number of reasons. We were using a lot of volunteers. I'm not sure they expected to find Tyler in a vertical position, but probably were looking at ground level. He was very close to a tree trunk, and sometimes people who aren't trained in those kinds of investigations don't actually know what they're seeing at the time. So there are a number of reasons why that Tyler wasn't found before he was.
It was also an evergreen tree, which made it more difficult. And a lot of what you saw, the crime scene's techs had cut the branches down, so it was a lot different scene when it was originally found.
Is there any indication of how long he had been there? Had he been there since he ended up was missing, or was there a possibility that he may have been missing and then may have killed himself later?
No, we believe that he went directly from the residence to where he was found, and hung himself shortly thereafter.
So that video we saw of him running, that was shortly thereafter this happened.
Well, that was him leaving the residence, and then that was the last image we had of him. That was toward the south of their property, which was about 900 yards from where his body was found. So, as the crow flies, that's where his phone was shut off, and that was the last image of him on the blink camera.
Do you know approximately how many times the area was searched by volunteers or officials?
I don't, I'm sorry. At least once, perhaps more, but I'm not sure. Thank you all.